Site emergencies. At hazardous waste sites, emergencies are a continual possibility. Working in close proximity to chemicals, biological agents, radiation, or physical hazards can trigger an emergency at any time. Planning before an emergency is the key to ensuring that all personnel understand their roles and responsibilities and have access to the equipment they may need in case of an emergency. Emergencies at a hazardous waste site can be worker-related or hazardous waste-related. Common worker-related emergencies include slips, trips, and falls, chemical exposure, medical problems such as a heat stroke, personal protective equipment failure such as tearing or permeation of protective clothing or facepiece fogging, physical injury such as vehicle accidents, and electrical hazards such as burns, shock, and electrocution. Common hazardous waste-related emergencies include fires or explosions, leaks or release of toxic vapors, reaction of incompatible chemicals, collapse of holding containers, and discovery of radiation. To ensure workers' safety, at a minimum, an OSHA-compliant emergency response plan, also known as a contingency plan, must be available at the hazardous waste site. The emergency response plan must, at a minimum, include the following provisions: pre-emergency planning, procedures for emergency recognition and prevention, clearly defined personnel roles and chain of command, emergency response training for personnel, emergency communication systems, designations of safe distances and places of refuge, site security and control measures, emergency medical treatment and first aid, designation of evacuation routes, emergency decontamination procedures, designation of PPE and emergency equipment, and incident documentation and record keeping. By their very definition, emergencies happen quickly and unexpectedly, and any delayed responses can make their consequences much worse. Therefore, advanced planning is imperative to ensure an adequate response and to minimize the negative impact on employees, the community, and the environment.